Hello everyone, it's me, Moonlight Guidance. I hope you are doing well. This is a reading for you if you are here, and this is a safe space where you are always very welcome. Alright, so we're going to have a look, see what's coming through, and also if this resonates with you at any point, don't forget to like, comment down below and subscribe. And if you ever wanted to purchase any personal services, everything is listed down below, and on shopmoonlightguidance.com there's thousands of 5-star reviews on, personal tarot readings with me, or intention rituals, or even like services and the intention items, which are handmade, meditated with, and saged. Okay. I feel like you're kind of on two sides here. It's almost like you want to really be very loving and accepting towards a specific person, but at the same time you want to also give them like a taste of their own medicine. I feel like you are just very frustrated with their actions towards you, with the Two of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. You feel really frustrated that they just are not doing enough towards you. They're not being proactive enough. They are not saying enough, doing enough. You just feel like there's just this sense of them just not doing enough. And it just frustrates you because on one hand, you feel so much towards this person, but on the other hand, you don't want to feel like a pushover. You don't want to feel like you just accept everything that they do and that you don't have any self-respect. That's not the kind of vibe you're trying to give off to this person. In fact, if anything, you want this person to feel like, hang on a second, like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Like, what's going on? It's this sort of sense here of, you don't just want to be this kind of person that enables, right, that behavior. So you're kind of on two sides, because on one hand, you want to be loving, caring, supportive, right, with the Empress and the High Priestess. You want to have empathy towards this person. But on the other hand, you're like, WTF is this disrespect, right? Like, what the freaking hell is all this disrespect? Like, why are you treating me this way? It's not nice. It really hurts. It's emotionally frustrating. It's emotionally painful that you're treating me in this way, and you think it's okay to treat me like this. And so it really bothers you, and it really frustrates you, and it really angers you more than anything else that this person is treating you in such a way that you're literally thinking to yourself, hang on a second, this is not the one. Like, this is not it. And especially with a star, you try to shrug it off, you try to do things for yourself, but star card, you still feel hurt. You still feel hurt and invalidated. And let me just tell you, for as long as you make yourself a part of absorbing whatever they do and say, you will always stay hurt. As long as you are in that environment, you will always feel something, right? It's not until people properly let go, cut their ties, and sort of really just focus on themselves, because you're still kind of absorbing some of that energy, because you are also empathic. You're not someone that can just kind of like in one ear, out the other, and it's kind of just gone. But you still feel it, right? And what you're dealing with is someone who themselves doesn't know what they want and how they feel in terms of themselves, okay? I do feel like this person does like you. They do care about you. They do feel that you are amazing and kind and caring and genuine, but they themselves don't understand themselves. They themselves are so traumatized that sometimes they don't know which way to turn, which way to go, who to trust, because as a child, they themselves have not always felt trusted. Like, people have not always trusted them, and people have then placed trust in somebody else. And so as a child, they always felt like, oh, like, people don't really care about me. People don't really understand me. And they found it hard to understand themselves. They felt worthless. And so they try to have more pride and more ego now, because they feel like now is the only control they have, right? Now is the only like strength they have, the only control they have in their life with sort of work and things like that. So they have a bit more pride, a bit more ego now. And it's to protect themselves. It's to protect that vulnerability that they were never able to express or show or understand as a child. So this is a very, very traumatized person that you are dealing with, and it affects your heart because you're a human being. But also at the same time, what you have to understand is you can't let every single thing they say or do to you emotionally control you, because that is then codependency, which is really not great, right? Codependency is when, let's say, someone says something to you, or let's say, they go out with their friends and they ignore you or whatever, and then your emotions literally depend on what they are doing. That's so unhealthy. You can't let your emotions depend on what someone is or is not doing. You have to regulate also your emotions for yourself. So it's about finding that balance in between. And yes, I did mention that so long as you're in this environment, like, you will pick up on that energy, but it's to lessen that, right? So it's to lessen the burden of energy emotionally that you feel, which is so, so important. So it's important to just, with like reasoning and understanding, tell yourself, like, you know what, I am not a reflection of what they are doing. I am not the reason, that they are not doing enough. It's coming from them. They have to heal themselves. They have to get themselves together. They have to deal with their own trauma. This is not trauma I've created on them. It's not because I'm unattractive that they're not doing anything. It's you realizing that they have to kind of have that space and time to figure their own life out for themselves, not because something you've done. And that's what we see with the Two of Pentacles, right? They're so all over the place. And then you also then feel all over the place because you're then also taking on board their energy because of how all over the place they are. So then you start to absorb their energy. Make no mistake, traumatized people traumatize people. Traumatized people traumatize people. Make no mistake about this, and you do not want to become a traumatized person because they have traumatized you. No, sorry, you don't want to become a traumatized person because they've traumatized you based on the trauma that they themselves have endured. Whew, okay. It's your time to heal. It's your time to get your life together. It's your time to put yourself first. Things in time can progress as they themselves heal. But even in divine counterpart situations, one person needs to start healing first, okay, in order for the other person to slowly follow. And I really feel like that person first and foremost has got to be you, okay? Otherwise, you will be so traumatized, emotionally frustrated. Everything will depend on them. What kind of life is that for yourself, where everything is in their hands? Like, that's not funny, and that's not nice, and that's not it, okay? Learn to love and heal yourself first. And you know what that does? It works with the law of attraction. When you are healing within yourself and you have that strong, uplifted, confident energy with self-confidence and self-worth, it will trigger the other person to feel like they have lost your energy. They no longer have your low vibrational energy. They're starting to feel like there's something high vibrational going on your side, and that will trigger them to come towards you, but also for them to work on themselves. You doing you and working on yourself allows everything in your life to work, okay? Including your finances, your love life, your happiness, your stability, your health. Like, everything will start to get better when you focus on you and you love yourself and you try to do what you can for you rather than focusing on what every single other person on this planet is doing. Of course, look at competition. Of course, look at what other people are doing, but do not let your emotions depend on what others are or are not doing, basically. Okay, so Ace of Pentacles here. Things will get better in this situation. They will heal, but you have to also work on yourself. This is not just all about them. You have to also work on yourself because so far this person has already kind of traumatized you as well. Okay, and it's really important that you work on yourself, and it's not just about, oh, but they're traumatized, so they need help, and yes, they do, but actually you have to also look at your situation as well and not forget that actually, you know what, I might be traumatized by this too, and before it gets too out of hand emotionally for myself, I better work on myself. Do not neglect yourself in this process, right? It's easy to look at what everybody else is doing and then to kind of forget like what's happening with you. Do not forget about you, okay? Really, really important. I would really recommend, the shadow work healing if you feel, like you really need to work on that trauma element. I mean, you can also do a shadow work healing for the other person as well, but also make sure that you prioritize yourself, okay? Shadow work healing works on healing your shadow, which is the unconscious aspect of your soul. It works on healing childhood trauma, sadness, frustration, pain, heartbreak, and even grief, and so much more. But also, if you struggle with your emotions, I would really recommend the codependency ritual so that your emotions are not tied to what this person is or is not doing or other people. That can really help. There's also the self-love ritual, there's full body chakra cleansing, but there's so many rituals, that can help with your own energy. So I would really recommend doing a healing ritual and seeing how you feel after that. Do one that you feel drawn to, and otherwise you can do multiple rituals if you wanted to, but I'd really recommend that. If you find it very hard to afford to do anything, then you know what, meditate. 20 minutes every single day regulates your chakras, regulates your emotions, regulates you, and I think that is the best thing that you can absolutely do within yourself and for yourself, okay? So important. So yes, this is your reading. If this resonates with you, don't forget to like, comment down below, and follow. Don't forget to check out the description box below for information on personal services, readings, items, rituals. Also, if you ever wanted to check out as well the description box below, everything is there. I also have TikTok and Instagram. I post short readings on there every day. Moonlight.guidance on Instagram and Moonlight Guidance on TikTok, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye.